And welcome back to the Southern Scene. You know, when it comes to our health and something goes wrong, people are willing to do just about anything to feel better. Doctors prescribe drugs and medical devices every day. But here's something to think about. Every time a drug or a medical device is prescribed, they have the potential to produce dangerous side effects. And it seems women are the ones who fall victim to these things so frequently that are produced by big pharmaceutical companies. And that's what we're going to be talking about today in our legal scene. And joining us now is our legal expert, Mark Tate of Tate Law Group. So Mark, let's jump right in. What are some of the most popular medical devices that is, for women that are causing problems?
Well, you know, it seems like since basically the beginning of litigation that there's been a target, and it seems like women tend to suffer more because of the various pharmaceutical products out there really than men do. And commencing with breast implant litigation, going through the Dalcon Shield, even up into the super absorbent tampon litigation that caused all kinds of bad infections. Today we're seeing things, and it seems like the pharmaceutical manufacturers are almost saying to these women, you know, you just got to have to put up with it. For example, there are manufacturers of a third generation of progesterone that it's supposed to help you avoid pregnancy, and it's a machine, an implant called the NuvaRing. And the NuvaRing is implanted and stays in for very long periods of time, but it turns out that it has spikes in the hormones that women receive that control pregnancy and that or prevent it, and so that also causes deep vein thrombosis, and it causes pulmonary embolism, and some very young women have suffered permanent injury, and some have died. And our firm, Tate Law Group, is on the National Steering Committee that is driving that litigation, and a number of our cases are what's called bellwether cases that are proceeding to trial up in New Jersey and in St. Louis. And so we've been working very closely with these women who were counseled by their doctors to come in, and that this is a very safe form of birth control. And the problem is that the doctors aren't lying to their patients. I mean, some of our best clients have come from medical doctors who have said, you know, my patient had pulmonary embolism because of the hormones from the drug. And you know, the doctors weren't lied to, but what happens is pharmaceutical companies desperately want to get people to buy their product. And the way you get someone to buy a prescription product is for a doctor to write the prescription. And the way you get a doctor to write a prescription is you hire a very young, attractive girl and you put her out selling to the doctors. And that's exactly what happened is these drug reps go out and they start meeting with doctors all over the country, and they say, use our drug, use this drug, prescribe this, women will love it, it'll be very popular, and the sales spike. But what they don't understand is the studies that have been conducted by the companies before the thing ever got on the market. Studies where they have manipulated statistics, studies where they have left out individuals who have gotten sick because of the drug, studies where the outcome is manipulated that goes to the FDA, and the FDA approves a drug, and so it's out there. And so only after the drug is on the market for a period of time do we find, as we did in NuvaRing, that the original manufacturer of the product, Organon, was creating a product that it knew or should have known from its studies was dangerous, and we're going to prove that at trial.
Well, NuvaRing has been on the market since about 2002, and it's
been
supposed
around
to
a
be,
long time.
you know, as effective as the birth control pill. So a lot of women are using it. I mean, would you say it's safe?
You know, I don't think it's safe. I mean, no birth control hormone is going to be completely safe. The question is whether the safety really is, whether the risks are outweighed by the benefits. And for the most part, the manufacturers of the first generation and second generation progesterones that are, you know, preventing pregnancy, they've got the hormone doses very, very low, and so the risk is very low. But what happened is Organon owned the patent to this high-powered third generation hormone that had never really been used in this format before. And so they wanted to get it out there and start making some money off of their patent. And they did studies, and they left out people who in fact developed pulmonary embolism after having the device implanted.
Well, how can they get away with that? I mean,
well, you know, they got a lot of money. They want to get drugs on the market. The FDA favors getting drugs on the market. Other countries that have a more centralized tracking method for costs related to drug counter or bad effects tend to keep drugs off the market that are dangerous more easily than the United States does. And so, like in countries that have a single payer system, like the UK or like Canada, when they notice when they notice spikes in costs for treating people for various diseases, they'll start trying to find out why, and they'll get rid of that drug. But the reason that dangerous drugs get approved and get put on the market in the United States is, we want people to sell their stuff. It's a free enterprise system, and the idea, and that works marvelously well. But the idea is that if you in fact put your drug on the market and you've tricked us into making us think it's safe, and you put it out there and you make money on it, then the free enterprise system, our capitalistic country, says you got to be able to pay for the harm you cause. And that's the system we've chosen. That's the system that we have. You could sell it, but if you screw somebody up by selling it, you better be ready to pay the price.
Thanks, Mark. If you have questions for Mark on this particular issue or any other legal issue, all you have to do is call the number or go to the website on our screen. You can go to our Facebook page or the Southern Scene website. We'll find out those answers for you. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of the Southern Scene right after this.